Yeah. I'm going to just sit it right here. Cheers, y'all. How the hell y'all feeling?
We good, man. We good.
Yes. We are live.
Everybody all right?
Yes.
Cheers.
So, okay. I mean, I got water. I guess I can cheers my
Yeah, I got the water too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got the whole gallon?
Listen, gotta stay hydrated. Especially after what I found out about menopause.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You done learned something today, huh?
I did, man. It scared me. I'm gonna need that. Nah, I'm gonna just drink water. What's up, Special? Welcome.
Special 77.
DJ in the building. Pick DJ.
What's going on, everybody?
What's happening?
Yes.
How y'all feeling over there?
Listen, I don't care what nobody say. I don't want to be an empty nester. And I know I still got time. And I know it's not good to enable your child and do things for them. But sometimes, damn it, you just want to. Okay? You don't want them to learn the lesson on their own. You just want to help them.
I'm ready for an empty nest, honestly.
Ugh. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, DJ. So my sister was telling me about menopause and how a lot of the times women can be going through it and you don't even know it. And one of the symptoms to menopause is a dry coochie. So that's why I was like, we're going to always drink some water. I don't know. Look, I don't know if that's going to help, but it scared me. So, yeah, welcome. Special says, I wish men could get menopause. That would be awesome.
Nah, we don't need it.
Yeah, could you imagine if you guys were super emotional?
I'm trying to imagine that, and I can't.
Some odd reason, like hot flashes, mood swings. I don't think that would be healthy for a man to have menopause.
Be a lot of fights out there.
Like Fight Club. Y'all are ready.
I mean, what would it look like for men? Men would just start shooting blanks, man. They start empty climaxes.
Right.
Be mad as hell at having to face the music.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Today, you guys, if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, follow, share, comment, interact with us. Let us know that you are in the chat so we can shout you out. We are talking about who has it harder when it comes to men. Oh, sorry. I should probably fix that. Who has it harder when it comes to dating? Is it men or is it women? And so with that, we are also expecting to have some guests join us this evening, and they're going to let us know, what do they think? You know, do men have it harder? Do women have it harder? Is it equal all across the board? So let us know in the chat what you guys think. And, I guess I have the Don't Judge Me.
What you got, bro?
Don't judge me, but I thought I liked silver foxes until I thought about them having silver taco meat on their chest. And I changed my mind. I get it. I understand.
It's
not for me.
But you got to remember, when it's gray, when you get the gray you like, you're also going to get the gray you don't like. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that part.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and get started before we lose sponsors, before we actually get strong sponsors. So
On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
God is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for this shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah.
What
Let me
you
hold
got
that.
going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
For the record, Dame said that the policy when it comes to the feet touching the floor still applies even at the nudist resorts and beaches and campsites. That was something that I mentioned last.
That is a fact.
Yes. So, all right. So with tonight's discussion, do you guys even think one party has it harder than the other?
I think they both have it hard.
Yeah.
You know,
what makes it hard?
For men, since we're looked at as the providers, if we don't have money, women won't deal with us. For women, it's men coming up and wasting their time, you know, just wanting one thing. Mm-hmm. And it's so much that goes into both. Like, we could probably run down a list, but there's pros and cons for each side. Mm-hmm. A man could have everything together, and a woman could just want to come in when he's built everything. And all she wants is the financial aspect. And a man could want just sex from a woman. You know, and it's hard, yo. It's just hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's hard. It's especially like if a woman has kids, right? It's harder for her to date because she wants to find somebody who could be a good father figure of what her idea of a good father figure is. And shifting through however many men slide in the DMs or trying to holler them at the grocery store, it can be a lot, man. And then even once they come together, it can still not work out. And then the kid could have, you know, some problems with that. You know, the kid can get his feelings hurt. It's like, it's hard to find your person, man. There's so much social media dating and online dating. Anyone can pick up a phone and go on a virtual date or just slide in anyone's DMs. Right. It's hard to find people that are committed and want to build something together and you're on the same page. Everyone has their own idea of what a real man and a real woman is. And sometimes, even if you're a good person, you might not live up to what that standard is in there. But to somebody else, you might be the perfect fit. You just got to sift through who's good and who's not until you find the right one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I agree. What do you say, Dane?
I think it is harder for men to date. I think that a girl can break up with a guy today, log on to a dating app tomorrow, and be flooded with potential suitors. A guy, on the other hand, can create an account on that same dating site, send 100 messages, and maybe get a response. So the imbalance is major. And tonight, I am going to continue to explain why guys have it harder than women when it comes to dating. And that is one example right there. All the girl got to do is just sit there and wait for us to come. And we are coming. Okay?
Okay. So with that concept, right, the fact that a woman can just get onto a dating app and DMs be flooded, what women have to look at is what is the quality of the men that are approaching. Am I physically attracted to that man? Is he only interested because he wants some kitty cat? So we have to do a lot of filtering of the plethora of men that are coming through, which can become tiring, discouraging, and overwhelming. So I agree that yes, men have it hard when it comes to dating. I feel like women have it hard when it comes to dating as well. Men may have it harder in the financial aspect because the expectations of them having to foot the bill when it comes to going out on a date with someone that he probably already knows she's not interested in him, but yet he still has to pay for this date. That is equivalent to a woman going out with a guy who um she might not be interested in him, and there might be a lot of pressure for her to be physical with him. You got to remember nowadays, guys are not handling rejection well at all. So you might get socked in the face if you reject this said guy at this date because he has put out money. So it's a lot of things that I feel both parties have to weigh in equally when it comes to dating. And dating at this point, it's not the same. It's not the same as it was like
I agree.
years ago. Like how hard, Dame, how hard was it for you to get a date back then versus now with you knowing what you know was out here in these streets?
So you mean pre-social media, pre-dating app?
Yes.
It was
Yes.
probably easier back then. I mean, it was pressure, but it was like a welcome pressure because there wasn't another way. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
now you can just jump on social media, you could jump on a dating app. But back then, all you had was courage and
Mm-hmm.
a pen. You know what I mean? Or you had the ability to store her number in your Nokia phone, but you still had to go up to her and ask her for her number. And I
Yeah.
think back then maybe things were a little bit easier for men, but you know, once you are if you're the type of female that gets a lot of attention, it finds you. For most women, attention just finds you. And so that's why it's harder for men. And like you said, even with all the messages that women get in their inbox, you have to screen those messages. But even after you screen them, you still end up with more messages than we get. You know what I mean? Like if we screen our 3 messages, we only gonna end up with 1 maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah.
they talking about in the chat?
They talking about 6-packs. So DJ says, Dame, just because they're trying to pursue a woman doesn't mean they're coming for the right reasons. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you might need somewhere to stay.
Right. It's about to get cold.
That's it, man. It's
Special
time to lock
says,
in.
women will take a broken dude with a 6-pack. So the thing is, right, because I love those type of statements, look at the quality of the woman. Like, is this a high dollar scholar, successful entrepreneur that's taking a broken guy with a 6-pack? And if she is, probably because it's going to be more so of a control type of thing, a build-a-bear type of situation. But that's just like, we hear it all the time. Women will pick a thug over a good guy, and bad boy over a good guy, and vice versa.
Why do you think a woman would pick a thug over a good guy?
I don't think a woman would pick a thug over a good guy.
They say it happens a lot.
Not a woman that has things to lose. Because a thug, to me, personally speaking, is a liability. Not only is my safety out there, but my child's safety. Like, if we go somewhere and you got something on you that you ain't supposed to be having, and we get pulled over, guess what? It's not going to be no, oh, well, it's his. It's in the car. So everybody is going to be included in this. So no, it depends on the woman, the quality of the
Thugs
woman.
can be
that's
fun,
taken.
right? Can't they be?
Huh? You said thugs can be fun?
It's something exhilarating about it, right?
So
You're
is a roller
protected.
coaster.
You get protection. You know what I'm saying?
Every day living on the edge.
Hey, you get thug loving. Remember that thug, Ja Rule and Bobby Brown?
Thank you, DJ. Yes, we're not checking for those. Y'all are hilarious. That's just like, okay, what about the good guys that go for the strippers?
Well, the good guys go for strippers because y'all be acting funny towards him.
Yeah, and for $40, he can have a good time.
For $40, he giving that $40 to a girl that looks like you.
Y'all are horrible.
Don't judge me, man.
I am done with y'all. Listen, y'all gotta raise y'all standards, man. Because if you going with somebody just because you can give them $40 for a good time, that's prostitution right there.
$40 ain't nothing.
No one said anything about
intercourse. It gotta be going for more than $40.
No one said anything about intercourse. It's just a conversation.
I said prostitution. I didn't say what kind of prostitution.
It's more like donating.
Tax write-off.
Listen, them women in them strip clubs are hustlers. I am clear on that. Trust me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I prefer the good girl. I definitely prefer the good girl, though.
Yeah, to take home to mama type of girl.
Yeah. But it's easy to fall in love with the bad ones.
Yeah. You fall in love with the bad one until you learn your lesson.
Do guys go through the whole notion of they feel that they can change the woman? That's why they go for the bad girls. Do you guys experience that as well?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yes.
I
have gone through situations where I thought a girl was so fine, and all she needed was a little more information about how she's acting can be different. All I gotta do is tell her or show her, and she drove me crazy. She turned me into her instead of me turning her into me.
She's I'm about to swallow his soul. Watch this.
Yeah.
So when it comes to see, she said DJ said Dame is Captain Save-A-Ho.
I could change her.
Just give me the time. Watch me. When it comes to dating, do you feel like vulnerability hits differently for men than it does for women?
Oh yeah.
Okay, how so from a male's perspective? And I'll tell you guys from a female's.
Well, from a male's perspective, I think we spend so much time courting. We put forth so much effort that when it doesn't go well, it just hits a little different. It hurts a little more for us, I think. Like I said, a girl. I just think guys are way more replaceable than girls are.
Wow.
Okay. What?
Wow. Yeah. Well, hey.
What do you say, James?
Vulnerability. Repeat the question one more time.
Do you feel as though vulnerability hits differently for men versus women when it comes to dating?
It definitely hits harder for men because, we get judged off the smallest thing. If we open up and say something from our past that we've experienced just because we're trying to, open up to you, and we get rejected or we're made fun of for it, we don't open up to you no more. You know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable is hard because you don't know who you're opening up to or what they're comfortable with hearing. It's a lot harder for men. Women can sit there and tell you everything they've been through, and we'll sit there and hold you and be like, "We got you. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out." If I tell you that I got beat up in the 3rd grade, you'd be like, "You was a punk. You was soft.
Weak.
You weak. What kind of man is this? You losing fights in the 3rd grade? Come on, man."
What's his name
You
that
can't
beat you
protect
up?
me.
What was his name
You know what
again?
I'm saying? Man got a
Wow.
little hard.
Okay. I do feel as though when it does come to dating and vulnerability, men do have it harder. For the simple fact that a lot of men are raised not to showcase emotions. They're raised not to acknowledge the emotions that you feel and that you're going through. So to have to throw all of that away and deal with the woman who's telling you, I wish you would just open up to me. I wish you would tell me what's wrong. It's a little bit more challenging. From a woman's perspective, I do feel as though it is harder for a woman to be vulnerable because when you look at dating, what's the first thing that people say when you're getting to know somebody else? Don't hold what you went through in your past to me. And it's so hard not to bring your past into what you're currently going through because it unfortunately is a part of you. Whether you healed or not, it helped you become who you are today. So having to have that mindset of, okay, I have to be vulnerable, even though I just had my heart broken last year from a relationship. I have to believe that this person is pursuing me and that they're showcasing their authentic self. And if they're not, then I'll just have to deal with it. Like it sucks. It sucks to have to open up. But I do feel equally that both parties do have challenges when it comes to vulnerability when dating. DJ says, I think it's harder for a person to be vulnerable when they have been in the past and it has been taken for granted. Yes. Yeah, exactly. You still
Yeah.
gotta be that genuine, loving, caring, I believe in love type of person with the next person, right?
Yeah.
And the next
Yeah.
person. And the
And the
next
next
person.
one.
And
And it
I think
becomes
with each
aggravating in
failed
turn.
I think with each failed relationship, it gets a little harder to be vulnerable. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
And hey, DJ James, I am not Captain Save a Ho no more. I changed. I'm different.
You changed, man.
I'm a changed man. I went there. I've been there once or twice.
That's hilarious. Okay.
Why do you think men try to save women?
Huh?
Why do you think men try to save women?
Because they value one part of the girl so much that they try to work with only that small part of her, not even realizing the rest of her is like a whole dumpster fire. That's usually what it is. Like either the sex is really, really good, so the guy wants to like keep her so he could keep having sex with her, but he got to deal with her dysfunction. Or she's really, really cute and he's like in a trance. So he's doing everything he can to try to keep her, but she is draining him. I think that's why. I mean, but there's also something I heard recently called the scarcity mindset.
Mm.
And that's where we don't leave a person because we're afraid that we're not going to find another one. So, that could be part of it too. I think,
I think that happens a lot with men. That's why you see them stay in relationships that they know they're not happy in. They know it's toxic. They know that it's draining and it's consuming and it's physical, and they know they don't want to be there. But until they find the next chick, they're not going to leave that situation and be by themselves.
Some
Women
men
can
will.
leave a situation and be by themselves for quite some time.
Men can do the same. There's a lot of single men out here too. We don't always jump from one to the next. Sometimes we need a break in between too.
it's a
Okay.
fact.
Okay.
You know, why jump from one bad relationship to get your emotions all riled up and start investing time and money and effort and energy into somebody when sometimes it's better just to be by yourself, work through your traumas and work through all that stuff you've been through, then move forward. Because if you just jump from relationship to relationship, you don't really learn anything or take time to relearn yourself.
That
Yeah.
sounds good. But
Yeah.
I feel like some guys just don't want to be by themselves, just like there's some women who don't want to be by themselves.
I
There is
agree.
something about that idle time where you're not in a relationship with someone that you can drive yourself crazy, especially if you have to do the work. Some people don't want to do the work, and that's an issue.
What's the
So
work?
the work is, first of all, acknowledging what caused the failure in a relationship. What role did you play in that?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it that needs to be done in order to help prevent that from occurring in the future? And then just giving yourself that opportunity to be alone, to reset, to recycle, and then grow, so that you are in a better spot, not just for yourself, but the next person that you do end up in a relationship with. Ow, that hurt.
I agree.
So, and then also, and I did it again. Damn it.
How you do it twice in a row? Yeah.
Oh, that hurts though. So like Special says, the problem is that a lot of people have childhood trauma and never took care of it. Emotionally, a roller coaster is an adult, as an adult. But I agree with that, and that's part of the work. You know, you have to acknowledge the trauma, and I honestly feel like nobody's ever going to be 100% over their trauma, like unless you're what is it, brainwashed, and your mind is reset. There's going to be triggers. This is something that happened to you, either emotionally, physically, mentally, but it's ingrained into you. So it's not forgetting that the trauma is there. It's how do you react to those triggers? Do
Right.
you, you know, just isolate yourself from the world? Do you get angry? How do you, what's your behavior like? Those are the conversations that we need to have. How are you dealing with the traumas, especially if you're in a relationship? So
Yeah.
men
And
value
can you
peace over
identify them
everything.
too? Hmm?
Right.
You have to be able to identify your traumas and your triggers. So
Yeah.
that does require spending some time with yourself and asking yourself why things went the way they did. How did you let things go for so long? Like, there's some soul searching that should happen after every relationship ends.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
And definitely
I
got to take
agree.
it. You got to see where you messed up. I like when you said that, Bree, because a lot of people like to blame the other person. You're so mad and fed up with everything that you done been through, but you don't even think about what you put them through. Sometimes we think we're the perfect person and we don't need no improvement. We got it all figured out. You can't tell me what to do. I do my own stuff. But you're also stressing out somebody else. You can also be argumentative. You can be physically, mentally abusive. You can cause a lot of trauma to somebody else. Sometimes you got to take a step back and look at yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Am I the toxic one? That's what you got to ask
And,
yourself.
and real quick, I want to just address the notion of one person wasting another person's time. I don't think it really works that way. I think that that's like all ego. It's like a self-serving perspective, because you got to remember, nobody wants to waste anyone's time, and no one's time is more valuable than the next person's time. If you are dating someone and it doesn't work out, it could be because that person decided that you weren't the person for them. That's not a waste of time. It takes time to get to know someone and figure out if that's the person for you. So, I just kind of cringe a little bit when someone says you wasted my time, because I just doubt that they did it on purpose. There's a chance that they could have done it on purpose, but chances are they went through a natural process and just kind of had to figure things out.
Right. Gotcha. I agree. Because we're all getting something out of this relationship, whether you know it or not. It's just how you look at it. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we will continue this conversation. And we do have one of our guests backstage, so we'll make sure that we bring her up as well. So you guys keep it locked. This is Don't Judge Me But podcast. And we'll be right back.
Mental ambition is a belief that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. It's holding yourself accountable for your mistakes, working through your traumas. It's never giving up and overcoming any roadblocks or obstacles in your way that prevent your growth and progress. This is a self-help book that deals with mental health, life coaching, and practical advice that anyone can follow to help with self-improvement, accompanied by real-life stories to motivate and inspire you. My name is James Sweat. I'm a certified life coach and author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life. If you feel that you have no one in your corner, just know that I'm rooting for you to win, and I believe in you. God bless and keep going.
And are back, you guys. This is Don't Judge Me But podcast, and we didn't introduce ourselves at the beginning, y'all. I am your girl Sabrina, and we will go to my side, and I guess we'll go counterclockwise.
All right, it's your boy James, Mr. Mental Ambition, man. Author of Mental Ambition, owner of Mental Ambition, believe in mental ambition. Anything with an M&A is mental ambition. Me in there.
Yeah, ho. It's your boy repping CT. I bust stupid dope moves.
What?
Hit him with the fresh.
What's going on, y'all?
Hold on, I'll put her over here. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know what order we're going in.
It's you. It's on you.
Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm Stone, Nerd Sexually Experience, Stone Freak on all platforms, all about spreading love, joy, happiness, music, DMSR, Prince fan, yada, yada, yada. Hey, everybody.
All right. My turn? This is
Yep.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Taina, and I am the founder of LITM, which is a dating app I'm developing. And I also have a media company. So lots going on. It's nice to be with you all again.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Likewise.
And yes.
Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
I'm Yasmin. I have my own editing company called Edged Editing. So yeah, if you ever need anything edited that's written content, I'm the person to come to.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are delighted to have you all on. So tonight, as you know, we are talking about who has it harder when it comes to dating, men or women. Sorry, it says and women. But the idea of what we would like to get from you more so is what type of challenges is it that you face as a man or as a woman that you think the opposite sex might not be aware of? So we'll start with Stone. Stone, what's something that you go through as a man that you don't think women really understand?
Wow. Spotlight.
Yes.
I think that there is a very big misunderstanding that women think that women don't make mistakes or that they never have a role in relationship issues. I think that I know that's probably gonna give me some trouble, but a lot of times it seems like there's a total thing where everything that went wrong in any relationship is like the man's fault. So it's like when we tell like, hey, maybe this is, maybe you're not being as understanding or as kind or considerate as you could be. It's like, oh, you mansplaining and you're doing something. So I think that's the thing, that we have emotions just like you guys, and things hurt us. And sometimes we can feel neglected. Sometimes we can feel that, we are not being, cared for properly. And how do we discuss that? So I think that's something that a lot of women don't understand, that we have the exact same emotions that you guys do. There is no real difference. in my opinion.
Okay.
Appreciate
All
that.
right. Some men share the same emotions as us ladies. I'm sure some of us are aware of that. But I don't think we're as aware as we should be when it comes to dating. I think because the idea of a man in a relationship is for you to be very masculine, and that comes first. So, what about you, Ty? What are some challenges that you think men are not really aware of that women face when it comes to dating?
Yeah, so I'm currently out of the dating field, thank goodness, because it's kind of hard out there. But in my in in my work that I do, so I'm also a certified matchmaker, and creating a dating app. One thing that does always come up is my audience geared towards high earning women. And so they have a lot of trouble finding a man that could either meet their needs or be okay with the fact that they are high earning women and they can afford X, Y, Z. So money really is, from what I'm seeing, one of the big issues, just meeting the person at your level, whether it's economically, education, etc. And then the second thing that I've noticed that women have issue with is men showing. There's the days of courting a woman is over. And that's not going well with women. So I'm seeing that a lot. A lot of men are like, no, I'm not going to take you on a first date. Let's go to the park, and that should be good enough. That kind of bravada, that kind of attitude, it doesn't make a woman feel soft, liked, wanted, taken care of, etc. So those are the two things that I've seen.
Okay. James or Dame, either you want to comment?
Yeah, Dame, it's on you, man.
Things that I've seen that women might not realize. Listen, I saw your profile and I liked it. So I sent you a message and you didn't respond. But I understand because you're flooded with messages. And then when I did get that date with you, I didn't want to waste my money. And I wanted to make sure we had a good connection. So, one of our guests complained about the park, but I thought that the park would be a great way to get to know you. That's some of the problems I have.
I think the park is great. Sorry to interrupt. I think the park is great, but it can't just if I'm dating you and this is something I enjoy, X whatever it is, right? And you want to take me out on a date, it sometimes, and it's often men who cannot afford more than the park, right? So I think there's just more of those men now, and the park is because I can't afford it, not because I want to have an intimate date with you. So I just want to
I can dig it.
Put that out there.
So the men can't afford a date?
Yes, men are broke. A lot of men are broke. They can't. They just can't. I don't know.
Can I cut in on this?
There's a lot of men and women that are broke.
Wait, can I cut in on this, or do we want to wait? Hold on. Can I cut in, or should I make a note?
What you got, Stone?
Okay, so people come up with money for what they want to do, right? Right now, there is, I hate to say such a negative thing, but there's a drug addict right now that will find a way to get high at the end of the day. He don't have a job, he don't have anything. So the idea that men are broke is not real. It's just that women and men alike, this is something we all do. People want to date people that are really not into them as much as they, and you want to force something, right? So if that man was really into you and he really wanted that, he would find a way without you ever knowing it. He would find a way, but it's not worth it for him to find a way for that woman. And that's one of them harsh realities we hate to say out loud, but it's like, you may not be worth me spending that much money. So I want to get to know you, but I'm not going to go out there and break my bread for something that ain't gonna go nowhere. That's a waste of my money. That's a waste of my
Hey,
time.
and
So
the flip side of that is there's a lot of guys on dates that can barely afford that date right now.
exactly. Exactly. But
All right.
it's not that all men are
Taking
broke.
you
That's
out.
not it.
Get another drink.
Yeah.
There go my light bill.
Sip
Go
my
ahead.
water.
Yasmin, girl. Okay. What is something that you feel men are just not aware of that women go through as far as challenges when dating?
I would say that money can fix everything. Like money is important and it can solve a lot of problems. But in a relationship, money cannot fix everything. Like money can't fix you not knowing how to communicate when you're frustrated. It can't fix us just not being compatible. Yeah, so money it can't fix everything because sometimes men do like to just like throw around, oh, I got this and that, but I mean, I got money too, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, it just it's not always the end all be all.
Gotcha. I like that. You did bring up a good point. The money. Because we do see, especially on online dating, you see a lot of people splurging. They want to show you their cars, their houses, a handful of money, but then at the same time don't want to be used for their money. So if we take finances out of the situation, what do you think men and women need to recognize when it comes to each other in order for us to even have a successful relationship? Anyone can jump in on that one.
Compatibility.
I think relationships should be a long game. I
There you
just
go.
feel like the slower the roll, the greater the reward in the end. I think that I think it's important to date. I think it's important to date continuously for a long, extended period of time. And I think it's important to get to know your person, to get to know who you're hanging out with. I realized recently that we date someone, we go on 2 or 3 dates with someone, and we're pretty much in a relationship by the fourth date. And now you're in something that's so hard to get out of because you've made it official with someone that you were just trying to get to know. So I just think that dating is important, and I feel like there should be a whole bunch of dating. So if we take money and sex out of it, that's probably when you get to something real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How long
I
you think you
absolutely
should?
agree. I
How
think
long you think you should
dating
date
the way to go.
before you make it
Hold,
official?
hold,
No,
hold
no,
on.
go ahead.
Let,
No.
okay.
Okay.
Go ahead,
No,
Ty.
I was just gonna echo and just say that I absolutely agree. I encourage people to date and date often before they make, because I know sometimes it may be like that one date and you know what, there's not much out there, so I'm just gonna pour all of mine on this one person, and that could really backfire. So I'm all about dating. I think we just don't do it enough. That's going on this date, not seeing each other for 2-3 days, going on another date with somebody else, and comparing how you feel. Like that's okay. That's okay, and we should do it, and we should do it more often, and we should be intentional about it before we lock anyone down. Have you dated at least 3 guys before him before you said, okay, this is the one I want to give my complete attention to? So I agree.
Okay. And James, you were saying, how long?
Yeah. How long you think you should date before you make it official? Anybody?
If you are in a rush to have a boyfriend or girlfriend title, that's probably an issue. I think I'll put it this way: go wherever your energy takes you. Right? If you want to be around this person, go be with that person. And if that person feels the same, that's a mutual connection. So, how long should the dating part last? I think it's kind of like a natural evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it goes. We hang out today. I miss you. I hang out with you again in a few days. Now all of a sudden I have a t-shirt at your house. I got a sweatsuit at your house now. It kind of
Toothbrush.
just develops. So how many dates should you go on? Follow your heart, as many as your heart tells you to go on. If you miss that person, let that person know and go hang out with that person and let the bond grow. That's what I think. 6 months, special 77. That seems fair. That seems reasonable.
Okay.
But
I always tell my daters to go on at least 4 dates and have some kind of list of like, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, that you're working with, and be able to be at least ready, or at least want to be ready to say, this is the person I want to just continue seeing by at least 3 months. So like 4 dates within 3 months, you could at least say, I want to continue to date that person more often, etc. But I think everyone is different. I think, to your point, everyone is different. Do what feels best for you. Do what feels natural. Do what feels good. But I will also say, if you're looking for like at least a guide, I would say 4 dates, 3 months. And you should be able to say, okay, is this person, do I like this person's habits? These are the things that you should have you should have questions in your head that you're looking to answer. Can I live with this? He chews really loud, like, or do you find that cute? Most people, whatever it is, right? There should be some things where you're like, oh, I could live with this. Ooh, I don't know about this, and etc. But by 3 months at least, you should be able to say, okay, like, I like this guy. I'll at least shut down Sam and James, and it'll just be them two by the end. You should have something going on within those days. Stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why you got to shut down James?
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Dude. Yasmin, what do you think?
I think it depends on the person. I will say a lot of people rush nowadays, not to be like super, I don't know, pessimistic or somber. But I think a lot of people are thinking like the world is ending soon. So I have to like rush through this process and hurry up and find somebody. When the reality is like we're not actually compatible with a lot of people. But that's a tough conversation that no one wants to have. Like, yeah, we're attracted to each other, but that doesn't mean it's supposed to go beyond that. Like we can just enjoy looking at each other, and like we can go out and look at each other, but we don't have to try to force something that's just not there, and that's okay. And it's also okay to just not be equally yoked with somebody. Because while we don't have to like say that we're better than anyone, we're not aligned with everyone. And that's okay.
I think one of the I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think one of the biggest problems is that people date type instead of dating that person. Like, everybody looks for this type. Like, I always see people say, well, she got to have the woo, woo, woo. She got to have this. She got to have that. Even when people talk about pay scales, or he's got to be this, he got to have that if he's not this. But they never speak of the mental side, the spiritual side, the things that you really need to be compatible with somebody. Can I sit with this person? Can we enjoy each other's company? When we're not out and about, can we enjoy each other? These things never come up. It's always the superficial things that people are looking for. And then they're disappointed when they realize that superficial stuff, because you were just blinded by that, you get past that. Now you're dealing with the actual person. It's like, oh man, I wasted all this time. No, you knew who that was from the beginning. You just were kind of entranced with the image of what you wanted. So it's like, I think that's something that both sides deal with, where we have these unrealistic, we want these super people that have these perfect qualities that we want and this appearance. It's like you have to kind of be realistic of who you are, where you are in life, and what you can have.
I agree. I agree that people do fall in love with types. And I think that while they're falling in love with these types, like if I say this guy is a scientist and he makes $1 million a year, he has great credit, lives in a great house, you will say he's the perfect guy. Or he's handsome and he has money and he has a huge amount of money in his 401k. That's who I want. Or Chris Brown. I want Chris Brown to be my boyfriend, right? But what you don't realize is you will make Chris Brown your boyfriend, but Chris Brown hasn't bought you flowers. He hasn't asked you how your day has
Yeah.
gone.
Good morning.
You have fallen in love with this idea of who he is, but in reality, you haven't even requested this person do anything for you. You haven't received anything worthwhile from this person. You're so in love with the idea of this person that you forget to check in with yourself and ask yourself what you need in a relationship. And that's why it's so hard to be infatuated. That's why it's so hard to make good decisions when you're infatuated with someone, because you will sit there, time will pass, and you won't even realize you're not getting anything from the relationship that you're in. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of got to be careful with falling in love with a type. You have to still remember you have needs when you're in a relationship, and that person hasn't done anything for you yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think when it comes to that, that's where we find ourselves modifying who we are, like you said, in your own personal desires and your own standards to meet that person where they are. Instead of staying true to yourself. It's unfortunate because then, of course, when the relationship fails, it's I did this for you, I changed that about myself, and now it's blaming that person who didn't ask you to do any of that. You chose to do that because you wanted that person. So I mean, we all just have to be mindful of knowing what you want and sticking to it, and knowing when the person's basically just fluffing who they really are to you. I think that's why they say you got to be careful about those questions of, oh, well, what kind of man are you looking for? What kind of woman are you looking for? Because you're just giving them the blueprint to then pretend or pass off that that's who they are. They're your ideal person that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. I know James. James, you got any questions before you chunk the deuces?
Nah, you can do your thing. Oh wait,
What
wait.
about
I
you,
want I
James?
wanted to speak on something though. It was something we was talking about earlier. Something that I want women to know about men that they might not know that we deal with.
Uh-huh.
We're judged on everything, from the way we dress, how much money we make, kind of car we drive, our if we're in shape or we're not in shape. Like women have such high standards. If you're not 6 feet, you know what I'm saying? If you 5'11" and 3/4, you're not tall enough. Like a lot of things just disqualify us from even getting to know a woman. And it's not fair. Like sometimes a woman could think she's all that, but sometimes she can be the problem. And sometimes the standards that you have are barring you from finding your soulmate. You want a man to have a bunch of money, only be nice to you, be attractive. You want him to work out. You want him to have a weekend house, a vacation house. You gotta have 3 cars, 100,000 a year. You want all this stuff, but you driving a Hyundai with the donut on it, and you barely paying your rent. You know what I'm saying? That like sometimes you gotta
Guess she
downgrade.
needs a helpmate.
Listen, but then that's when the Captain Save a woman comes in. And men don't want to do that. You want a man that's already put together, but are you put together? And put together
Right.
isn't just the financial part. Mentally, are you there? Can you talk to a man and speak into him and make him want to be with you? Or can you just sit there and be pretty?
Yeah. Yeah. I think standards go into it a lot as well. I think sometimes we'll pass up the perfectly reasonable option to go and chase something that's not good for us. Sometimes we'll chase, the one that requires you to have a lot of money and that requires you to have that beach house. But meanwhile, there's a girl that all she wants is your time. She enjoys your conversation. So you kind of gotta, it's like a balancing act a little bit. You kind of gotta balance what you want with what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because we all want someone that's attractive. We all want someone that's financially responsible. But if we are chasing that top 10, 20% that everybody else is chasing, you're gonna have a problem. First of all, that person is gonna be screwed up here just because they have so many options that
Yeah.
Right.
they'll probably just drop you at quick fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and kind of piggybacking off of that, I think one of the problems, that from a male's perspective that we see, like it seems like all women want the exact same 10 men. It's like the when you see the parameters, it's the exact, like me and my best friend, he likes women totally different from me. He likes super skinny, blah 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 blah. He doesn't like women to weigh more than 90 pounds. I like a little curve, you know what I mean? Like I like natural with, like I like a natural woman, get you a little natural cut, da da da. He likes to weave and da 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 da. We're totally different. Like even the two brothers here on the panel, I guarantee you my taste is different from his taste, different from his taste. But when you get 10 women together, it's the exact same thing that we always hear. It's like y'all want this unrealistic 6'3" man with, like the brother said, you gotta have the disposable income. I gotta be able to fly you out every other weekend. I gotta be able to buy you your dream home. I gotta be able to do all of this, and you have to do nothing. You just show up. Like that's it. I don't have to give nothing. I'm not giving you. I saw a woman went viral. She said that she likes to give a man a gift when they go on a date. And the sisters in the comments was like, these men and they feminine energy, they weak. It's like, we can't get a nice gift. I can't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even have that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's anything that we do is like automatic. We in some feminine energy. Like, what? I can't have something nice? I can't have that one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, if we say anything, it's like, choose the bear. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how does that,
Right.
what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just piggybacking off of them. That is something we feel like, good gracious, y'all. Can we get a little bit of love? Can we, not be totally perfect in every single thing,
Yeah, I
No.
agree. Look, we all know when that top 10% guy walking around, oh gosh, yeah, all the girls about to go crazy over this guy. Here we go. I've been here all day. They ain't even noticed me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They all want him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think that's false. I don't think
I
that's
don't
true.
agree.
I think that's false. So let me ask you fellas, like, what are the three? So I hear tall. Okay, so I know that. So other than tall, money, and what else?
That's it. You gotta have 6 figures.
Pop in Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
Naked shirt pics on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Those are your top three. Tall.
No, for
money,
me, it's
and naked pictures on Instagram. That's what you think most women.
Come on, Dane.
No. I don't know about that, but I do hear the 6 feet thing. I hear the gotta have, I mean, I don't know how the terms of service we can say on here, but like the 666 rule that we always hear is them 3 things. Gotta be 6 feet, 6 figures, and y'all can use your imagination. I ain't gonna be too grown.
Elongated.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you got to have all of these things first. And it's like when we ask the question, if a man says, like, I saw a dude, one of my buddies actually was like, I just can't have a woman that weigh too much. He had comments, man, he had to take his page down. Women was attacking. But if a woman says, I can't date no man that's 5'5", it's like, yes, queen, yes. It is different. You know what I mean? There's double standards there on both sides,
I would venture to ask the ladies here 3 qualities that you look for in a man, and I bet you is nothing of what you.
Let's hear it. What y'all got?
Let's hear it.
He has to be respectful.
Okay.
Okay. He has to be able to communicate.
Okay.
And he has to be vulnerable. Be willing to be vulnerable.
Okay.
What
you got?
Respectful.
Would you date a guy
communicate and
under 5'9"?
vulnerability? Okay.
Yeah, I would date a guy under 5'9". I'm not gonna say 5'5", but I would date a guy under 5'9".
What if he communicates that he ain't got no bread?
That he ain't got no bread? Can he take care of himself?
That's a good one.
There you go.
What you got,
Right,
Yasmin? I'm curious.
Well, before I say my 3, I feel like a lot of times men project their own insecurities onto women and then create this narrative of, oh, women are only looking for this type of man. No, that's because that's the type of man that you're looking up to. So you want to be like that man, and you're assuming that
No,
that's what the women want.
no, that's what
It
we
be a lot
see.
of projection. Like, and this is
No, that's
based
what we
off
see.
of
And this is what we
social
deal with.
media.
That's what we see. It ain't. I don't want to be like nobody. I'm me.
Exactly.
I'm cool
I
with
feel
me,
like a
but
lot of men are interested in growing in ways that mirror a lot of the men that they look up to, like the rappers, the basketball players, any man that has the type of motion that they would like to have. They're trying to mimic a lot of that, like, and that's where I feel like a lot of the projection comes from. Because when
See,
I
you
talk
no.
to women on a day to day, the list it's not this list that y'all think it is.
That's
So
At
what
you
we
all.
think that the
see, though. I'm
guys, you
telling
think
you,
us
I will
guys,
get your Instagram and start forwarding you these messages that I be seeing women do. This ain't got nothing. My biggest influence is Prince. He was 5'2", so that ain't got nothing to do with it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's
so
what
you
I
feel like
see.
us guys perpetuate this
I
standard for
do.
y'all? Like we came up with this?
No,
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that there aren't women who want what is typical now on social media. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I'm saying for like the average Joe that has this narrative of all women are like this, like be very real. Your chances of getting that type of woman are already slim. Like she's not even checking for you. Like we have to be very honest about that. The Instagram models are not checking for a lot of these men who are calling out the fact that these women want a certain type of man. They
nah,
can
I'm
get
not
what
even
it is
talking
that
about the
they're looking
Instagram
for.
models either. That's not.
Right.
Mm-mm. No, it be regular old women. I see this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get your Instagram and forward this stuff to you,
Go
and then we
for
had
it.
this conversation again.
So what are your
Nope.
So what's
three? What are your
what's
three,
your three,
Yasmin?
I
Yasmin?
want them to be tall,
See?
and I do.
Okay, and hey, and that's okay.
And there's
Yeah,
nothing
and
wrong
Yeah.
with that, though. What's
I'm
wrong?
never gonna shy away from what I want. Because if I can't
Right.
find it with you, I'm gonna find it with somebody else. I
That's
want a
right.
tall chocolate man who's educated. I would prefer master degree because I have a master's. And emotionally intelligent. That's very important to me. So yo, those are my three. You gotta be tall though.
See?
I ain't shying away from it.
I
I'm
thought that
five
was us
two.
projecting. No, we projected.
No,
I'm just saying, it's nothing wrong with
you
being
have
real
to
about what you want. And if I want
Right.
a tall man, that's okay.
It is.
You know what? I want who I want. I want, I want Lupita,
Oh.
Okay.
right?
There's
And
nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with
going to stop until I get
No.
her.
it.
Okay,
Wait, let me
Go
make you
for
full
it.
screen. Go ahead and shoot your shot.
Lupita, if you're listening, I saw who you've been dating in the past. Okay,
Mm,
I've been working on myself,
okay.
preparing. I've been preparing for you. I saw you in New York when you did the play, and I was waving, but you ain't see me, and that's okay. Holla at me, repping CT on all platforms. You could just reach out any which way you see this. And we're gonna hashtag Lupita and tag her.
Oh my
I know
goodness.
that's
Shoot your
right.
shot.
Hey, bro,
Listen.
Okay.
you after a winner. She definitely is a.
Hey, I'm only like 1 in a million. I got a chance.
You
There you
Right.
hey,
go.
that's an excellent
James,
choice.
go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap the show up. So James, sir, we'll start with you. Let the people know where can they find you and what do you have going on.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy James, Mr. Mental Ambition, owner of Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, a guide to upgrading your life, and Mental Ambition, a guide to a better relationship, available at Walmart, Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, TikTok, right there, Mental underscore Ambition 2.0, 70,000 followers, millions of views. I'm a certified life coach, recovery coach, motivational speaker, podcaster, author. I do a lot of things. If you want to get a hold of me and you want to see what I got going on, hit the website right there, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. Prepare your mind for any challenge. Believe you can accomplish anything, man. Keep going.
Yes. All right. Next, let's go ahead. We'll do Stone. Stone, let the people know what do you have going on. How can they find you on social media? And
Um,
yes,
okay. Social media, I think it's showing right now. Stone Freak. That's freak as in frequency. FREQ. I can be found also at Net Freak TV, where I'm a producer, a host. I also do photography. I'm a musician. I am just a nerdy person. I have a podcast called the Nerd Sexy Experience. Sabrina has, I'm sorry, Simply
you can say
Bree
it
has been
now.
on.
You can say it. You can say it.
Bree has been one of my guests. It's going to be really amped up in the next couple of weeks. I'm also an author. I have a poetry book called Violin that is on your Amazon right now. My next book will be out at the first of the year. So, we're doing some good things. Thank y'all for having me. It was good to meet all of y'all.
Yes, thank you. All right. And next we have Taina. Let them know how can they reach out to you, Ty.
Yeah, hi everyone. So you can follow me at Just Call Me Ty on all social media platforms. And you can also follow my dating app at LITM_APP on Instagram. Follow us there for updates on the app, updates on our singles events, anything you want to know. And our app is available on Google Play, Android. So feel free to check it out, take a look, and give some feedback. Really excited to get this rolling and out there to the masses. So yeah, just follow me on social media. Just call me Ty.
Awesome. Thank you, Ty. And Yasmin.
So I really don't have anything to promote. I'm just out here in these corporate streets being a great project manager. That's all I got. Yeah.
All right. And Dame, sir, let them know what you got going on.
Yo, it's your boy, Reppin' CT, aka Urban Buddha. Cool, outrageous lover of uniquely wild style. I hope that you take care of yourselves for us, and we're going to take care of ourselves for you. You can find me on all social media. I lean heavily towards YouTube. That's where all the good content is. My last two videos was about my experience at a nudist campground, and I also talked about why no one wants to see your Glock. If you have a Glock, no one wants to see it. You can find out why by going on my YouTube channel, my TikTok, Instagram, everything is lit. This week until next episode, I would like for you to operate from an abundant place. Okay, there is nothing that you need right now in this moment. You have everything you need. The best things in life are free. Go out, go get some fresh air, reach out to a relative, reach out to a person that makes you laugh, and enjoy your life, because that's the best way to do it. As you can see, urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. That's where you can get some Urban Buddha swag and stay reminded to stay calm in chaos, stay calm in the middle of chaos. You can get aromatherapy, you can get physical therapy, and you can just get you some all around cool swag to have. Thanks for joining us, y'all.
Yes. All right. And I guess I'm last. So, my name is Sabrina, aka Simply Bree. I appreciate each and every one of our guests for rocking with us today. You guys were amazing. It's good to not just have the opinions of the host, but our guests. So, this is the reason why we did bring additional people up, and they just blazed it. So, we appreciate you all. You can find me across all social media. Simply Bree is my handle, and it's SIMPLEEBREE. I am mainly on Instagram and TikTok. So if you have questions about the show, if you want to get in touch with one of us in regards to Don't Judge Me But Podcast, then you follow us on Don't Judge Me But Podcast. We also have a Facebook group, Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. And we're constantly putting out new content. We would love to have you as a guest if you're interested in just sharing the knowledge, because we do this for you guys. It's not just for us, it's for you as well. please feel free to reach out to us. And yeah, that's really it. I don't have anything else going on. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Thanks again to our amazing guests. Thank you guys. And until next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll see you guys again. Bye.
The dawn is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the ship.
When you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access?
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty. That was fun.
Hi.
Wait.
Great perspective.